So hi Vits, I wanted to try ano nga ba tong IBKR, Internet Brokers. Ba't hindi ko i-search do? IBKR, Interactive Brokers. Tama, Interactive Brokers nga. Okay. So, he wanted to try Interactive Brokers, but of course, I'm too late. Any pro tip for someone who feels limited with just funds? Philippine stocks, including REITs, but not ready for a business yet. What about round 1? Ano ba yung objective mo sa IBKR or sa Interactive Brokers? Are you planning to trade? Kasi to my understanding, yung IBKR, it's really for trading, no? Although very loosely nila ginagamit kasi yung term na investing. Not just IBKR, but a lot of foreign brokers use the word invest. Pero what they really meant is trading. So you have to be clear with your intention. Are you planning to trade or are you planning to just invest in the global market? Kasi if you're planning to invest in the global market, enough na yung mga feeder funds for now, especially if you're a beginner. I don't think it is really necessary to invest directly in foreign assets because we already have local global funds and that is more than enough. I know na if you start investing, parang feeling mo nagda-diversify ka, gusto mo every now and then may bago kang investment. So meron ka ng funds, meron ka ng Philippine stocks, kasama na yung REIT doon. So ang laging tinatanong is what's next, no? But believe me when I say na that's actually a sign na you're doing good as an investor because you are reaching a point na medyo nabobore ka because boring is good when it comes to investing. Because when your investing strategy doesn't really take a lot of your mental bandwidth, hindi mo siya masyadong minomonitor, hindi mo siya masyadong ina-analyze kasi planchado yung strategy mo, you can shift your focus towards earning more. So that is always something that I like to emphasize. If you reach a point in your investing journey na nabobore ka na, that means you should shift your focus towards earning more, doing a side hustle because yung investing strategy mo, that is already secure and stable. Hindi mo siya kailangang paglaruan. Okay? That is the beauty of doing cost averaging strategy, for example. One of the benefits of doing cost averaging is you don't have to time the market. You just have to regularly invest a fixed amount. Diba? So what you should just do is to have a twice a year or even an annual review of your portfolio and check if you are getting your expected returns from your investments and if you are on the way towards reaching your financial goals. And that is something that you just do pwedeng twice a year. Ako, once a year ko na lang siya ginagawa. Sinisilip ko siya quarterly just to check. But yung talagang pinaka-analysis ko ng portfolio ko once a year. And that's when I decide kung kailangan ko ba siya dagdagan, may kailangan ba akong gawin, etc. But for the rest of the year, I just put money sa mga investments ko, sa mga chosen investments ko. And yes, it is supposed to be boring. But I choose to spend my time and energy towards earning extra income pa. That's why, yun nga, I try to find more clients sa financial planning. I try to experiment on content creation, see if I can earn more income, etc. And as I've mentioned early in 2025, at the start of 2025 na ang focus ko for 2025 was to increase my passive income, which means I started cost averaging on REITs kasi yan yung mga yan yung top choice ko sa passive income and also mga dividend paying na funds and also yung Pag-ibig MP2. So yun yung tatlo na medyo nilagyan ko ng pera, yung mga dati kong nilalagyan ng mga equity funds na hindi naman nagbabayad ng dividends. So medyo in-stop ko na yun. Total, nakapeg naman siya for a financial goal na nung sinimulate ko yung growth for the next X years ay ma-achieve naman yung target amount ko. So sabi ko, okay na to. I will create a new fund or I will invest in a new fund na dividend paying because my goal for 2025 was to increase my passive income. And I'm very happy because yung passive income ko, I think nag-increase more than double na nag-increase yung passive income. Pero hindi pa ganun kalaki, no? So imagine niyo lang kung dati ang passive income ko monthly is around 1,000 pesos, so naging 2,000 pesos. Parang ganun yung nangyari. More than twice naman. Because I really put a lot of money towards REITs and Pag-ibig MP2 and dividend paying na mga funds. One particular dividend paying fund is actually a global fund, yung ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund. And I'm really happy with what I'm receiving there. So it's a global fund, so I'm making money in the global market with the price appreciation included, but I am also receiving quarterly dividends on that. So yun yung aking ma-advise sa iyo, Mick B21. Just to summarize, you have to go back to your financial goals and ibangga mo yung financial goals mo doon sa mga current na investments mo. So, with your current investments, it's normal to feel bored na mag-isip na alam pa ba yung pwede mong gawin. But if your current investments is really helping you to achieve your financial goals, then you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to do something new. Just continue with what you're doing. And instead, use your time and energy in finding ways to earn more money. Okay? Kasi when you have more money, you can have more money to invest do sa mga current investments mo, which means mas mabilis mong ma-achieve yung financial goals mo. And once ma-achieve mo yung financial goals mo, you can create more financial goals. And probably that's the time when you need to look at the current market offerings and find ano ba yung bagong investment na pwede kong subukan. But if what you currently have is working for you, then no need to overly diversify, or no need to open a new account because you are already at that phase na boring na yung pag-i-invest. And again, that is a good thing. Okay? So, yun ang aking advice sa'yo, Mick.